Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Natasha, and if it's actually your first time here, I am a T5 paraplegic. I am making video content that I would have liked to have seen when I was freshly injured. I've been injured a little over a year, so I am pretty recent and still trying to figure out life as I go. So you can do it with me, or help somebody who you are watching this video for, or if you're just curious, hey, this is what we deal with, or at least get to have fun with. So today, as the video says, I am setting up an exercise bike for paraplegics for your arms. It's also conveniently an under the desk bike, so you too can just also have it for your legs if you want to use it like this, but this actually will work for your arms. It also, I got this one because it does have resistance bands as well that goes with it, so we will set that up together. I'm pretty excited. I took everything out of the box and the plastic to save time for the video, but the way it came packaged, I was pretty happy with. It had industrial, those plastic yellow cords that go around the boxes on it, so I was able to just grab it and haul it up to my lap pretty easily. Which that is, if you do not have anything below your chest, it's hard to just bend over and pick things up without your abs. But that's why we exercise, because the name of the game is to just get stronger and better and back to real life. So I do think that this is going to be pretty straightforward. So if I can do it, you can do it. We're going to do it together. It comes with several pieces, but all that it has is really 4 bolts. They all look the same. They're all the same size, so that's pretty straightforward on where it goes. And the batteries, the AAA batteries that go on the digital display. So let's get to it. I did tip it up because I didn't want this to scratch my table, but I think that will actually be the way to go to get this sucker on. And it has an arrow on it that says up, so that is probably the first step. Try and figure out how to get this guy on here. And of course, it is definitely one of those like square peg round hole days, because they did make these holes square. So just keep forcing it until it works. It's, if you have the ability to go to a gym and that's what you want to do, more power to you. I am making YouTube videos on the internet by myself. I'm pretty introverted. Not only do I live an hour away from pretty much everyone, like, I don't want to go to a gym. I didn't go beforehand. Why would I start now? But I will say there is equipment that I will not be able to get at my house that would probably be rather nice in the long run. But what I will also say, as I'm putting this together, these washers are oddly shaped, and I didn't quite understand why, but they perfectly fit around the curve of this, which I'm very excited about. Ooh. And when you are putting things together like this, always hand tighten first. Don't tighten as tight as you possibly can, because you don't know what you're going to need to adjust. And then once you got all the pieces kind of where they need to go, then go in and tighten it. Pretty handy. Alright, we got 2 or 4 bolts. Now we gotta figure out which one of these. Well, that doesn't seem to actually work at all. Interesting. I wonder how many other, because these are all different sizes, but only this one works. So they must have different equipment and they just send the same tool out. I wonder how much money that saves them. They're like, well, if they get the wrong one, it doesn't matter. They have all 3 sizes. All right, so that step 1 is complete. And this is zip tied on there and I didn't realize it. I might have to go get some scissors, or it just came off. So it does not sit up as nicely as that did. It was very kind of intuitive to just tip this guy up, and it's definitely doesn't want to do that this way. So we're just gonna have to hold it. And this one's the bigger side. So before I start that, I'm gonna undo the other bolts and put this back down so I don't scratch my table. All right. The one other piece of equipment that I could, like, other than making sure you get your arms in shape, obviously, like, having pretty industrial equipment in your house is not feasible. I would really like to get an FES bike. Apparently insurances don't actually think that, like, keeping your legs intact is actually something that they should pay for. They think that's optional. As long as you're breathing, insurance is just like, that's good enough. So we'll work on that. But in the meantime, just doing this. And then obviously I have plenty of animals. I'm always constantly lifting feed. That's enough of a upper body workout, at least for right now. All right. All right, this is maybe we'll just see if I can set it down. See if that ends up. Very nice. All right, so the front part, much easier. Well, I say that, I haven't even put the screws in. There we go. All right, well, if you have tiny fingers, nope, you gotta lift it up. All right. One down. And when you are doing this, I found, like, 3rd time's the charm, but I gotta push on that screw to make sure that it's actually far enough through, because it doesn't have a lot that this little nut is holding on to. All right. that seems to be loosening it. Oh no. Okay. So, at least in my experience, you gotta hold on to the screw also when you're tightening it. Because otherwise it just free spins and loosens itself. Alright. Well, that was pretty pain-free. Now we got pedals. And we gotta learn our right from our left, but they actually don't even trust us doing that because they actually labeled them. But they couldn't even get the colors to match up. Right is blue and red. Left is black and red. Interesting. Alright. So I'm gonna say that my hands are kind of small, so I'm gonna do it on the tighter side. I'm gonna put the ones that are only 2 on the inside where the screw is, because I feel like I'll want to adjust it more. Or maybe not. This might be the hardest part. Just checking. I'm pretty certain they're universal. There we go. So it has an edge on each side. Maybe. I think we've achieved victory, sort of. There we go. Dun dun dun. All right. And there we go. The first workout with your machine is just going to be just spin the wheels. So I will link this one on the comments down below. It has a version without the resistance bars, which was a little bit cheaper. But I use the resistance band that I got from physical therapy. I feel like this will just give me an anchor point. And maybe they're flimsy and it won't actually be the best, but I will have to let you know as we progress here. And it doesn't have anything that's holding that on. We'll just have to see if that stays. Whoosh. All right. There we go. So when you are doing this, it is just forcing it through. Put this on the third one. And I lied. The most difficult part is just putting the bolts in, because we're almost done with this. Da da da. All right, so I was trying to do since it's backwards to me, it was counterintuitive. It's not so much righty tighty, lefty loosey. It's the other way. So if you are putting this together and you are finding it's not screwing in, try the other way. It's just because it's backwards to you. Right, good to go there. And then these guys are probably the easiest part. These have little like climbing clips. One. And two. All right. Not only does it have a use for, or a 3 different size nut wrenches, but I also can't make good English. I'm so sorry, everyone. But it does also open the batteries. And we gotta figure out how to get this digital display off. It looks like it's raised, so okay. That was pretty straightforward. And then, for some reason, they are supposed to go the same way, which is not normally what I would see, but it says positive on each side. All right. And it's already on. Well, that went together pretty smooth. I want to flip it around because the resistance is over here. Now the problem is, like, I can't see the digital display, so you might need to figure out a different system. I don't think that it actually does anything other than tell you stats, though, so I think that all you are doing here is, it comes on the highest tension, so we'll put it on, it goes through 1 through 16. That's pretty nice. What I have experienced previously with like magnetic resistance is like you really only have 3, but the rest of it is just kind of there for show. Dun, dun, dun. Well, I will say this is going to take some troubleshooting because I can easily move this around. It does come with a mat, and I wonder if that actually makes it so it doesn't go so far. But as you can see, that was very straightforward to put together. Is usable. I do think, like, I'm going to have to figure out how to weight it to be able to use this effectively, because if this is not on the ground with your feet on it, I think that I'm just going to bring this around. So that's going to have to be another video as I demonstrate how you actually use this. But otherwise, this is going to help just make sure that I stay moving. I get a little bit of cardio because I don't have enough space to do wheelchair circles around this living room. And it is too wet and too cold to try and do it outside. And I'm not getting really too much cardio. I'm just getting a lot of mud. So I will hopefully have an update next week about how I found using this guy and like what I did to problem solve it. But if this isn't enough to make you figure out that you too are able to set up your own equipment, you don't have to go to a fancy gym to get a workout. You don't even really need this. I just wanted it. But anyway, make sure you drink your water. That's also very important. I love you all. And have a great day. Bye-bye.